everybody, thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have just my composition, really junk journal here. I mean, it's just real lightweight paper. It's like dollar store, so it's really flimsy, but it works great for just playing in and just kind of saying, let me see how this works. Let me work with these colors so you can experiment before you go maybe to your more expensive surfaces that are canvases or mixed media boards. So I've just got scraps here that are from different books, different backgrounds that I've made. Scraps, I'm using them up. That's kind of my goal this year, is to use up what I've got and not keep making new ones. So let's just start. I'm just going to get this piece down, and it's just got just some stenciling on it. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And then this is just a scrap from a French-English dictionary that was falling apart. I often ask at the library for anything that is damaged that they are discarding, or I will contact their friends group and say, hey, when you get in some donations that are really not usable, you can't sell them, can you set them aside? And I'll come look and I'll buy them, because once a book's binding is shot and the pages are falling out, there's really not much that can be done with it. So there we go. Look how easy that is. I've got 3 pieces down. Run my brayer over them. And I've got this scrap that is from the Moon and the Maker. She has a whole series of books with different backgrounds in them that you can just print out and just go crazy with. Let's see. Let's put that right there. Nice bold color to that. And this next piece is just newsprint that I stamped and used some spray ink on. And I'm just going to put it right along this edge. I need to put more on here. Let's just put it right on the page. Run a little bit here. There. So I've got a nice base going on here, and I'm just going to keep building on it, using more scraps that are similar. Let's just put that there. I like to always look at the scraps that are sitting on my work surface, because they're right at hand, and after a while, if you don't do something with them, they start to just blend in. You don't even notice them, they just become clutter. This is just a piece of sheet music that I cleaned my palette knife off on. So I've got a nice bit of the maroon carrying right over. And then this is just a stencil on top of an old sewing pattern. And it's got some iridescence to it. So just a bit of glitz. I've got a couple of them. They can be a little tricky to get down because they want to stick immediately. But there we go. I got it down safely. So there's my base. Simple, simple. Now what I'm going to do is use some archival ink. And this is a Stencil Girl Products stencil. It's S691 Shaw. So you can go on their site and find that. And let me just get a little makeup sponge. And I could use paint, but I want something a little softer, a little more transparent than I know this color would be in paint. And I'm just coming right across, just kind of filling in and blending. So I'll lift this so you can see. Just makes a nice bit of detail. And depending on the amount of pressure you apply and how often you refresh it on the ink pad will determine how much shows through. You can go very, very light. I like to let it just kind of bleed out on its own. And what I'll do through here is I will just lift it up and line it up again. So I'll find the spot and get it in there. Let me just tip it a little bit. And then I can come right up here and finish out these corners. And it just ends up nice and tidy. And what I'm going to do here is shift it over a little bit so that I can come right to the edge. And it's going to be very, very faint on the edge, which is what I want. And let's just bring the last of it right down here. Whatever's on this, I'll just use to fill that stretch. Again, it's going to be nice and light, very delicate. I don't want to reload it because I don't want it too strong. Let me put the lid right on that. So right now, all I have to clean is just that one single sponge. Now what I'm going to do is, this is the Stress Oxide Peacock Feathers. And I'm going to get, I think I'm just going to use one of my Stitches sewing stamps. I do not know the name of these. You can probably find something online that you like just by putting in acrylic stitch stamp. Let's see, let's put it right here if I can. Not sure it's going to work because of the edge there, but we'll see. Nope, didn't really. I got a lot on there, but that's okay. I'll come in a little bit and do one up here. And then I'm going to set that aside to wash. Put it right here with my pile. And I'm going to grab my little bit of packing material and I'm just using it on my finger. I have used it in the past on a pen, and that works well too. It just makes a nice little repeating cube detail. Just something kind of cool. And the peacock feathers is a nice color. It's very bold and cheerful. And let's take it right up over this. It's not going to show up too much on this, but there will be a little bit. And that's all I want. I just want to grunge that up a tiny bit here and there. And I'll wash that. And let's bring in one more bit of detail. Bring in my fragment stamp just to add a bit of grunge to these corners. Here we go. Just having fun. That's all. And since it's a composition notebook, I never really have to worry about how it's going to last. I know it's not going to last. This is not archival paper. Eventually it will disintegrate. The glue will give way. And the whole thing will fall apart. But it's here right now. I mean, we often think things have to last forever. But remember when you were a kid and you would play by the water and you'd build a sandcastle, the tide would come in. Or a big kid would run through it and smash it. But it didn't last forever. Things don't. That's just the fact. Now I'm wondering if I want to add maybe a word to this. Let's see. I've got a whole bunch here. Let's see. Let's do this one right here by Aristotle. And all I did on this was just type them up and do the font in white and give it a black background. Again, nothing fancy. Now I can do this a couple different ways. I can keep it just as a solid, or I can chop it up. I can run it vertically. Again, there's no wrong way. I think I'm going to remove the Aristotle part and do it in 2 sections. Maybe make it a little bit thinner. Let's see. Take that. Grab my glue stick. And I think I'm just going to do it horizontally right across there. Take a little bit off the top here. Maybe a tiny bit off the bottom so it's a little straighter. There we go. And there we go. That is the end of it. Simple. I've got a whole bunch in here. I've got, oh, so many. I'm almost through doing this. And sometimes they're a little bit messy. Like you can see this one is messy. It's had soaked through. If I go back to the beginning, I've done 2 pages. And I've put down gesso first. And just had fun. That's all it is. It's just a place to goof around and have a good time. Oh, I got a blank page there. Probably because these were both wet ones. My double-paged ones. I mean, nothing spectacular, just fun. Just having fun. That's what creativity is about. Worry less about how fabulous it's going to look in the Louvre, and just think more about how much fun you're having as you're creating it. So you can see how it shows through since it isn't very thick paper. But still, there we go. This moment. Be seen. Just collage, mixed media. There is a crispness in the air, your journey. Just enjoy yourself. Get your supplies out. Set aside some time for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself just a moment to breathe. We're all a little overwhelmed right now. There is so much going on. Creativity is a great way to take a break from that and just relax. Thanks for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.